feel your passion. Is wargaming.net supportive?
Absolutely. Our recruiter has made diversity a big focus in our recruitment efforts. We've been doing a fair amount of hiring in the past 9 months, and the diversity of backgrounds of people that we've hired is significantly better than it would have been, say, 2 years ago, I think, without that focus.
So you're making strides. So you're walking the talk.
We are walking the talk. There's, we're not perfect. It's a focus. It's something we have tried hard to do, and we've had success at doing. But it's going to take years, I think, for the industry to really start to reflect the diversity of our audience. But you have to start somewhere, and then you have to continue forward.
So, what do you say to those who say the job should go to the best applicant?
I agree with that, but how you define best is very interesting. The reality is that a lot of people define best as most like me. And sometimes they mean that in terms of pure objective qualifications, but a lot of times it reflects biases that they're not even aware they have. So somebody who comes in and has a good technical background and a different approach or different background culturally may in fact be a better answer for a position than somebody who might grade higher on one axis of their qualifications. So I think part of what you wind up doing is you want to look at your applicants in a holistic way, and you want to be sure that you are not unconsciously biased towards essentially applicants who reflect similarities to yourself or to the other people you already have. I think I've seen that at a lot of companies. It's very hard to recognize that you have internal biases like that, but they're real, and they can cause you to believe you've made an objective decision on the best applicant when you haven't really.
So, another question: what? How do you answer companies that say, "Well, we've brought them in, but they don't seem to stick around, or they don't seem to be able to kind of jive with our culture"?
Sure. And it's, each case is going to be different and individual. There's, I think, one thing that has to be recognized, which is that some companies have hostile cultures. They have cultures that actually, where the culture is the problem. It's not the applicant or the new employee who didn't adapt. The culture itself is the issue. It's unfortunately common in the tech industry to have a culture that's hostile to female employees. And to varying degrees. So as a company, I think you really want to look at that and understand, are we truly welcoming and embracing, or are we clubhouse? And if people don't fit into the clubhouse in just the way we want them to, then they leave or we get rid of them, right? There are going to be applicants who are a bad fit. You've hired them, you thought they were great, and it didn't work out. That absolutely is going to happen. But if you see a trend, I think you have to really do some self-examination as a company and understand if your culture is one that's actually hostile to diverse backgrounds.
That's all the time we have for the Q&A. Now we move forward to the frag round. The frag round is a round where we ask about 7 to 10 questions of every interviewee at GameForward for their responses. So let's move right into it. Favorite PC game?
Age of Empires.
Favorite console game?
Halo, the very first one.
Favorite game genre?
Strategy games.
Best game experience?
I played Minecraft with my kids on our own server and some relatives from across the U.S., and that was fantastic. Being able to play like that constructively and socially was awesome.
Worst game experience?
First time I went on Xbox Live playing Halo 2, not with just friends, but with the wide open world, and suffered quite a lot of abuse. Didn't enjoy that.
The most you've invested in a game?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think when I bought a $100 custom joystick to play Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, that was probably the most because I bought the SNES, the cartridge, and that stupid joystick. But I did enjoy it. So
PC or mobile gaming?
PC.
AR
But I do both.
or VR?
I'm going to say AR.
And why is that?
They're both interesting. AR is something I think people will do in their everyday life. People do it now with Pokemon Go. VR is a much more kind of like you need to be in a special environment with that headset, and you need to be kind of, it's a little bit more, I think, of a narrow experience. And I think AR is going to be something that's ubiquitous.
That's all the time we have today. Would like to thank our guest, Stuart Moulder, for his insights and perspective. For our viewers, if you have comments, suggestions, how to make GameForward a better experience for you, please drop us a line at GameForward@lionbridge.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram and soon to be YouTube. And you can always find this and other episodes at games.lionbridge.com. I'm your host, DS Benbow, signing off. I'll see you online. You'll know it's me when you look down and see the red dot. Peace.